Hey there guys, welcome to the meat shop. Thanks for clicking on. This video is part of a special video series inspired by you guys. I've been asked before for a recipe or sausage book, which I don't have, so I thought I would share my favorite book with you, which is Home Production of Quality Meats and Sausage by Stanley and Adam Marinsky. It is my favorite book. I think it's got great information in there for beginners and experts alike. And to celebrate my favorite book, I reached out to Stanley Marinsky and he gave me permission to do Marinsky March. So we're going to do a recipe out of this book every day of March. And all the recipes and all the processes are right out of the book, which will be in the link below. That is, a link to the book will be in the description down below. So without any further ado, let's get into Marinsky March. Welcome to another episode of Marinsky March, where every day in March we make a recipe out of Home Production of Quality Meats and Sausage by Adam and Stanley Marinsky, my favorite book. My favorite book when it comes to meat cutting, sausage making, and home production of quality meats and sausage. Today we are making the Romanian sausage out of page 268. It's a hot smoked sausage. It's going to be relatively coarse. And it's going to be all pork, and there's no description on it. There's no write-up on what the Romanian sausage is. I'm guessing it came from Romania, and Romanians enjoy this. It's popular, it's fully cooked snack. That's what my guess is, but it doesn't say in the book. It just says Romanian sausage. I think Cody Jackson, one of my helpers in the meat shop, picked this one out when we were picking recipes. So it's got some nice kind of European spices, flavors in it. It's got some sugar, coriander, garlic, and ginger. We're going to put it through a coarse grinder plate, stuff it, and then smoke it till it's fully cooked. So it's going to have a nice brown mahogany casing on it. And I'm really looking forward to trying this one. But step number one, select the pork. I got some pork shoulder here, so it's about 25% fat in the end. Well, the recipe calls for 3/4 lean pork, 1/4 pork trimmings, which would be fattier pork. So you're kind of going to shoot for about 20 to 25% fat in the end ratio in this one is what I'm thinking. And just going to go through the grinder once. So like I said, it's going to be relatively coarse. Grab it all up and fire it through. With the grinder head on nice and tight, fire it up and send it through. All right, wrapping it up here, guys. Last couple pieces. And that looks like some yummy pork. How about that? Looks good. All right, so grind all pork through 3/8 plate, a 10mm plate, mix all ingredients, adding water, then stuff into 36mm hog casings. All right, guys, I got our little mixture measured up ahead of time. This is a 2-kilogram batch. The book does everything in grams per kilogram. It also gives you tablespoons and teaspoons in the other column. You guys never get to see how good it looks when I add the spices. Oh, wow, that smells good. Garlic and ginger are hitting my nose right away. I'm gonna mix that in. Mix it in here, guys, and then I'll add the water once it starts to get a little sticky. Of course, this recipe's got some cure in it because we're gonna put it through the smokehouse. It's got some cure number 1 in there, so it's gonna go from this bright pink to kind of like a gray color once that cure begins to activate, which shouldn't take too long. I notice lots of these recipes don't use cure accelerators or binders, which is fine. There's protein in the meat that you're naturally going to get out of it by just mixing it, and the salt helps in that process. They don't use cure accelerators. I know in all my other videos, I tell you guys to use cure accelerators, which is sodium erythorbate or ascorbic acid or something like that. But these don't have them, so just give it a little bit longer to cure. All right, guys, I'm starting to get some good protein extraction. It's really starting to stick. I'm getting excited because I don't usually make such a coarse sausage with one grind, but this protein extraction is looking awesome, and it's smelling awesome, so I don't see why things wouldn't turn out awesome. But we're going to stuff this into, what size did I say, 36mm, hang them up to dry, and then smoke them. I have the Romanian sausage stuffed into the sausage stuffer. It says to stuff it into 38mm casings, but I have 40/42s, which I'm going to use for this guy. So I just get a little bit of water in them there, so it flushes out of the salt out of the inside of the casing. Feed it onto the horn. We're not going to need very much. I'm guessing that is lots. And it doesn't tell us what size to make the link, so we get to decide after this what size we want to make the link. There we go, look at that, guys. Making sure that it's nice and full, not so full that it doesn't have any give. You want to be able to pinch about 1/4 of the way through. Same with all the other natural sausage casings of this size. All right, a little more sausage casing than I needed. Rip that off there. So guys, I'm gonna do these. What size should I do these into? Let's do them into rings. So we'll do 1 foot long or so. And again, I don't know if they're supposed to be done like this traditionally, but forgive me if they're not. It's home production of quality meats and sausage. You get to do it the way you want to do it because you're at home. One big long link. Okay guys, let's get these prepared for, look at them first though. Looks so good. Nice white pork fat with that, see that meat color's kind of that gray, means it's cured up nicely. All right, let's get these guys ready to get smoked. All right guys, so we got the Romanian links all tied up. I got them tied up in big U links, as you can see. So that's one sausage, that's another sausage, and you just tie that last one end one on with a string. But the Romanian sausage here, guys, is going to be fully cooked, so I'm going to let it dry off underneath the ceiling fan here for about an hour. Then I'm going to pop it into the Pro Smoker, which you can see in the background there. And I also got a couple other sausages on the go if you haven't seen those videos. But that's the step now. Dry for an hour, pop it in the smokehouse, start smoking it until it gets a deep, nice mahogany color, and then bring it up to a fully cooked temperature in there. Okay guys, so the sausages, they were drying for an hour, and now we're gonna pop them into the smokehouse, let them dry just a little bit longer, and then start hitting them with smoke and bringing that temperature up. I'm going to insert my probe into one of the sausages. This little nubby guy over here looks perfect. Actually, we'll go with this big Polish sausage here. There we go. Then we can monitor the temperature of the smokehouse without opening the door. So let's get the smoke rolling. Okay guys, the Romanian sausage has hit temperature now, along with the other guys that are in there. So we're gonna crack the door, have a look at her, and see how she looks. Should be nice and mahogany and smoke colored. So let's have a look at it. All right, look at the color on those guys. Look at that. Nice dark mahogany. Now where is our Romanian sausage is in the back. So, but you can see she got good color back there. I'm gonna pop all these out here and give them their needed, except for those guys down there, those are our chicken sausage. But we're gonna give them all a nice cold water bath to cool them down right away. All right there guys, give them a quick cold water rinse. Got the hose cold already, just to cool them down. And then they should bloom again. All right, that's enough of a rinse there, guys. I'm gonna pop them in the cooler and we'll check them out tomorrow morning. The Romanian sausages have cooled down. We just pulled them out of the cooler and they look awesome. Got some, their bloom came back overnight, hanging in the cooler there. And we gotta dive into these bad boys and see how they taste. Before I cut into those guys, have a look at that nice hickory tone on the fat. These are gonna be good, I got a good feeling. So let's dive into them, but just one, look at that. Oh yeah, looks good. Can't wait any longer. Oh yeah, look at that. I better let you guys have a look at the, there's a little cross section of the sausage for you. Looks good. Let's have a bite. I'm really liking these sausages from Marinsky March. I don't usually do such coarse textures in smoked sausage, but the last couple have been really good, so I'm anticipating this one is also going to be really good. You can see those little bits of pepper and wow. This one might be my favorite. If you've watched some of the other hot smoked sausages, they've all been really good. We did the finger sausage, we did the Polish sausage, we did the Milowiska, but I think this one's my favorite of the hot smoked sausages, the Romanians. They got it figured out. That's really, really good. So, That wraps up the Romanian hot smoked sausage episode from Marinsky March. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And we're going to do an episode like this every day this March. So stay tuned for more. Thanks again, guys. Take care. Dang, that's good.